Good morning, grade fours. Happy Tuesday. It's time to get working on our math. So I'm going to work through slowly so that you can get all the help you need. And I'll try to explain it as I go. You can use this video to check your work. And I hope that it's helpful for you. All right, let's get started. All right, so we're going to start with estimating. So check that you're on Tuesday, the 24th of March. We're going to start with estimating. There's a lot of different strategies that we've used for estimating. And one of them is called, just get my paper straight here, front-end rounding. So if we were to just quickly look at this, I'm going to look at this one here, 244 plus 122. Okay, let me just get my camera angle here. I'm going to say we could round it to the nearest 100 for a quick estimate, or maybe the nearest 10. So this is about 250, and this is about 120. So if I was to add those together in my head, I'm like, okay, so I have 3 hundreds and 7 tens. It's about 370. Okay, now we're going to go to number 2, and this is another one where we can estimate. Now this one, estimate. This one I would definitely go with the nearest 100 because both of these are really close to 100. So 899 is close to 900, and 501 is close to 500. So I can just go 9 and 5 is 14, so it's about 1,400. And again, estimating doesn't mean you're figuring out the whole thing, you're just figuring out a close number. Okay, we're going to go on to number 3. So 124 plus 355. Now this is asking you to add, it's not asking you to estimate. So let's work through this together. We could use the grandpa's way. 355, I could stack them together. If I'm going to use grandpa's way, I start with my ones and I add my ones. 4 and 5 is 9. I add my tens and I add my hundreds. So my total is 479. All right, now I'm going to move on to this one. Is also saying add, is not adding us to asking us to estimate. So let's go 456 plus 331, and then I'm going to add my ones, my tens, and my hundreds. 4, 5, 6, 7. So now that I've added them together, I can see that my total is 787. Okay, so let's move on to this one, number 5. It says 147 students attended the fair in the day and 234 students attended at night. How many students attended in total? Now it's not asking about how many. If it said about how many, then we would estimate, but it's saying how many. So we have to figure out the actual total. So they're trying to figure out the total. That's an important word, which means we're going to add 234 plus 147. Okay, now I'm going to use grandpa's way just like I did up there. So I start with my ones. So 7 plus 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now if it's 11, I'm going to put my 1 here and my 10 up there. I hope you can see. And then I'm going to add these two together. So 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 200 plus 100 is 300. So that's how I can work through my morning math. Now I am going to switch pens because I do not love this pen that I'm using. I'm going to move back to my pink pen because that one works much better. All right, so now we are going to, it's a challenging problem to solve. Remember, if you're stuck, you can check on my YouTube channel, which is what you're doing, for an explanation. So Tyler is researching spiders for a class project. On Monday, he collects 15 facts in 40 minutes. On Tuesday, he collects twice as many facts in half the time. On Wednesday, he collects 10 more facts than he collected on the first 2 days combined. How many facts did Tyler have for his report when he arrives at school on Thursday? So let's go through. So we need to figure out all of the facts that he has. It says about the time, so it's all of these things about time. Those aren't important because they're asking how many facts. All of they're asking is how many facts. So that's all we have to figure out. All of the other information about time is extra information that you don't need to figure out this. So on Monday, he collects 15 facts. So we're going to draw it out. Monday, 15 facts. Okay. On Tuesday, he collects twice as many facts. Now it says in half the time. Again, that doesn't matter. That's extra information. That's not what the question is asking. So on Tuesday, he has twice as many facts. So 15 plus 15, you're going to double the number. Double 15 is 30. On Wednesday, he collects 10 more facts than he collected on the first 2 days combined. So to combine the numbers, we have to do Wednesday. Okay, it says he collects 10 more facts than he collected on the first 2 days combined. That word means we're going to have to add those two numbers together. So 15 plus 30, we have to find out the combined number before we can figure out what he did on Wednesday. So 15 plus 30, so 30, 40, 45. So I counted one more 10 and one more 5. 30, 40, 45. Okay, and then it's going to be 10 more facts than that. So 45. Okay, so we know our combined total is 45. And then it tells us he collects 10 more facts than he collected combined. So our combined total is 45. 10 more than 45, count by tens, is 55. Now, how many facts does he have for his report when he goes in on Thursday? So you can add all of these together. So Monday he had 15, Tuesday he had 30, and Wednesday he had 55. So we can actually just count our tens. So we have 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, and 5 more is 100. So he had 100 facts. All right, now we're going to go through a multiplication practice. So for this one, I am going to use partial products because I know that's a favorite of the kids in this group. So I'm going to use partial products. Again, if you use a different strategy and you get the same answer, that means you are in the right, you're moving towards the right way of doing it. So if you use a different strategy but you get the same answer, then you've done it correctly. Okay, so I'm going to start by multiplying my ones. 3 times 6. So you're going to think 3 times 6 is 18. So 3 times 6 is 18. Okay, and then 3 times 3, 3 times 30. So 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 times 30 is 9 with a 0 at the end, 90. So then I just add the two together if I'm using the partial products strategy. So 8 plus 0, so 108. Okay, I'm going to move on to my next one. So I'm going to start here with my ones. 7 times 9. 7 times 9 is 63. So I'm going to go 63. Now I'm going to do my tens. 10 times 9 is 90. When I add the two together, I will get my total. So 3 and 0 is 0. 6 plus 9 is 12. And remember to keep your tens and ones in line. Now we're going to move on to the next one. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 70 is the same as 2 times 7 with a 0 at the end. So 2 times 7 is 14, and I have a 0 at the end. 2, 5, 1. So 152. I'm going to move on to this one. So 72 times 5, I'm going to do this by starting with my ones. So 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 70 is the same as 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35. And to do 5 times 70, I just need 35 with the 0 on the end. I'm going to add the two together. Add my ones, I have none. Add my tens, I have 6. Add my hundreds, just 3. 360. Okay, 98 times 3. So I'm going to start here for 98 times 3. So before I say it, think of what the first step is for partial products. What would you do first? Okay, so now I hope you said I'm going to start by multiplying the ones. So I'm going to start with my ones. 8 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. And then 3 times 90. 3 times 90. So to do that, I know 3 times 9 is 27. And I just add a 0 to that. I times it by 10, add a 0. It's 270. Now I have my numbers, and I can add them together. So my tens, I have 9 tens. 294. All right, let's move on to the next one. 56 times 4. So 6 times 4. Remember your rules about multiplying the sixes. Even numbers, 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, 50 times 4. So I know that 5 times 4 is 20. And then I just add a 0 to times that by 10, right? It's 200. 4 times 50 is 200. And now I'm going to add them together, 224. Okay, on to the next one. So 5 times 3, I'm going to make it nice and close. 5 times 3 is 15. And then 50 times 3 is 150. I'm going to add these two together, 5, 6, 1. Okay, 25 times 2. Now, I know you guys love doing partial products, but if you have times 2, you could also just go 25 plus 25, and then that would be 50. If you want, I can do it again to show you that it doesn't matter which way you do it, you're going to get it. If you've done it correctly, the answer will be the same. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 20 is 40. I'm going to add those two together to get 50. Do you see how, whether we do it through a repeated addition or through partial products, we get the same answer? Sorry for my messy writing, but we get the same answer. All right, now I'm going to move on to the next page of our math for today. Okay, so on this side, it is going to be missing factors. So remember that factors are the numbers you multiply to get the product, the answer. So you're going to try and figure out the missing factors. So I'm going to do a couple of these with you, and then I want you to pause the video and try them on your own, and then I will be back with the answers in a bit. So starting here, it says, remember factors are the numbers you multiply to get the product, the answer. So this is the product right here. These are the product. These boxes are the products. Okay, let's see if you can see. And these ones are the factors. Factor and factor. So you have to use some of the division skills that we've been practicing, and you need to think, okay, 49, 7 times what is 49? So you have to go and look at your 7 times tables and figure out 7 times what is 49. So I'm going to let you pause the video and then come back with your answer. 7 times what is 49? Okay, and if you pause the video, hopefully you did, and you know that 7 times 7 is 49. So I'd put a 7 there. Okay, now I'm going to go on to this one. So remember, this is your product, factor, and factor. So looking at this, 5 times what equals 50? So you can pause the video if you need to think about it. Right, 5 times 10 is 50. So you just put 10 in there. Okay, so rather than working through this whole thing, I am going to get you to pause the video, work through it, and then come back for the answers, to check your work at the end, okay? So pause the video, and then come back to check your work at the end. Now for this, you're doing the same thing. This is your factor, this is your factor, and this is your product. So you're gonna go here and you're gonna go 9 times what is 90? Okay, think about your 9 times table. You know that 9 times 10 is 90, and write the answer in there. And then here, it says 4 ways to make 24. So try to think of as many ways using multiplication, as many multiplication equations where the product is 24. Okay, and then 4 ways to make 60 and 4 ways to make 36. Okay, so I'm going to let you pause the video, and then you can come back and we will mark it together. All right, grade 4s, I'm back, and we're gonna go through this sheet so that you can check your work and make sure, make sure that you're on the right track. Okay, so we did the first two together. We know that 7 and 7 are the factors that make the product 49. 5 and 10 make 50. Now for this one, 8 times 4 is 32, so that factor is 4. For this one, 4 times 7 is 28. For 55 and 5 times 11 is 55. For 24, 4 times 6 is 24. For 15, 3 times 5 is 15. So that's my missing factor. For 30, 6 times 5 is 30. For this one, 9 times 9 is 81. Now, looking down here, I'm just going to do them, I'm going to read through them. So if you need to pause the video and go back because I'm going too fast, you can. So 9 times 10 is 90. 2 times 9 is 18. 7 times 7 is 49. 6 times 8 is 48. 11 times 2 is 22. 7 times 9 is 63. 12 times 4 is 48. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 7 is 21. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 20. 10 times 8 is 80. 2 times 6 is 12. 8 times 2 is 16. Now, looking here, these are different ways you make 24. So 6 times 4 is 24, but remember we can flip those. 4 times 6 is also 24. 8 times 3 is 24, and 3 times 8 is also 24. 10 times 6 is 60. 6 times 10 is 60. 12 times 5 is 60. 5 times 12 is 60. 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 9 is 36. 12 times 3 is 36. 3 times 12 is 36. All right. There you have it. That's your math for today. I hope that that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message on Class Dojo, and I am going to be standing by, ready to answer any questions you might have. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.